Welcome to the channel. Here we are going to learn only the basic concepts of organic chemistry. So those who are not sure about the basics, just listen to this video. Okay, organic chemistry is a wide branch. We all know that organic chemistry deals with large number of organic compounds. But here, because we are learning about the basics, we are learning about the simplest of all, and that are hydrocarbons. Okay, we are dealing with the compounds hydrocarbons. As we already know, hydrocarbons means the compounds that contain hydrogen and carbon. As the name itself suggests that hydrogen and carbon, those compounds that contain hydrogen and carbon are known as hydrocarbons. So the hydrocarbons are classified mainly into three types. They are alkanes, next one is alkenes, and third one is alkynes. Okay, there's a small difference in the spelling. Just check it. Alkanes, A-N-E-S. Alkane, alkene, E-N-E. And alkyne, Y-N-E. So, alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. As we have already said, these all compounds, we can deal with the compounds that contains only carbon and hydrogen atoms. Okay. If there is a single bond between carbon atoms, then we can call all those compounds as alkanes. There is a certain name for each compound that contains, if there are two carbon atoms, that it has separate name, and if there are three carbon atoms, it have separate name. We can learn it later. Now just listen that if the compound contains only single bond, we can say that they are generally named alkanes. And if if there are two bonds between the carbon atoms, we can name it as alkenes. Okay, just listen that if there are only one bond between the carbon atom, it is known as alkanes. If there are two bonds between the carbon atom, we can call it as alkenes. And what would be the name of the compound with three bonds between the carbon atom? Alkynes. Alkynes. Okay. So my first question is, I'm going to draw a figure. Or you can say, and then I'm going to draw a organic compound. Okay. There is one carbon atom and single bond between carbon and hydrogen atom. Okay. What is the name of this compound? What will be the general name of this compound? Is this an alkane, alkene or alkyne? As we already know, there is no double bond between the carbon atoms here. Here there is only one carbon atom. And no double bonds between the carbon atoms. So we can say that this belongs to alkane group. This is the general name of this of many compounds belong to that particular group, alkane group. So there is another compound I'm going to draw, and you just want to say that whether it belongs to alkane, alkene or alkyne. Okay, I have drawn a compound. Then many of you may have a doubt that why is it like that? Why the carbon makes only 4 bonds and why carbon cannot make more than 4 bonds? Why carbon makes only 4 bonds? There is a reason behind that. You have already learned in the previous chapters that the valency of carbon is 4, or the carbon atomic number is 6, and its electronic configuration can be written as 2,4. S in the K shell and 4 number of electrons in the L shell. 2 electrons in the K shell and 4 electrons in the L shell. And it can attain the octet only when it attains 8 electrons, right? So here only 4 electrons. It can share, or it need to get 4 more electrons to gain octet configuration. So it makes 4 bonds with the nearest atoms. That's why it have 4 bonds attached, 4 bonds with it. Okay, not attached, 4 bond, it's bonded with the nearest carbon atoms, right? Okay. So back to our question, whether this compound belongs to alkane, alkene or alkyne. As we already know, there is a single bond between the carbon atom. Okay, right, there is only a single bond between the carbon atom and all others are bonded with the hydrogen atoms. And everything single bonded. So we can say that this also belongs to alkane. alkanes. Okay, this also belongs to the group alkanes. Okay, next is another compound. As I have already drawn, here the carbon contains, and here there is only one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atom. We can write it as CH4. Right. Okay, the first compound I have drawn contains only one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. So we can say that CH4. And what about the next compound, second compound? It contains 2 hydrogen atoms. So we can write C2. Number of hydrogen atoms? 6. C2H6. Right. And the third compound, it contains 3 carbon atoms. C3, number of hydrogen atoms 8. From these 3 boxes, just find out the general formula to find out the number of carbon and hydrogen atoms relation. Just think about it. I hope you found out, right? Okay. There is only one carbon atom, and if there is only one carbon atom, the number of hydrogen atom will be 4. Okay. So we can, and if there is 2 carbon atom, the number of hydrogen atom will be 6. The relation is, if the number of carbon atom is n, the number of hydrogen atom will be 2n plus 2. This is a general formula to find out the number of hydrogen atom carbon relation in an alkane. If I ask you that if there are 5 carbon atoms, how much hydrogen atoms will be present? 2n plus 2. That means 2 into 5 plus 2. That means 12 hydrogen atoms. Okay, if there are 6 carbon atoms, we can say that 6 carbon atoms. 2 into 6 plus 2, what is that? 14. 14. Okay. So if I give the number of carbon atoms, you can easily find out the number of hydrogen atoms in an alkane. So we have already learned what are the basic concepts in the case of alkane, and the nomenclature of alkane, and the electronic configuration, not electronic configuration, but the configuration of alkenes and its general formula, and more details will be discussed in the next class. So please subscribe this channel. Okay, fine. Thank you.